How's it going, everyone? It's me, Lone, back again with the Fallout 76 video after another hiatus. I know, I'm sorry for that. Things have just been crazy here. We got a new puppy who's been an absolute handful. He's just calmed down now, thankfully, so I can start making videos again. And of course, work has been hectic as always, but we won't talk about the personal stuff now. Let's get to the topic of this video, which of course is going to be about special loadouts in Fallout 76. You would have seen recently that we announced that special loadouts are coming to the game very, very soon. The latest Inside the Vault article where we mentioned this and talked about it is in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. But this video isn't necessarily going to be talking about how special loadouts are going to function. They're coming to the PTS next week, so you can check it out for yourself if you're on PC then. But what I want to talk about in this video is knowing that special loadouts are coming soon, how best you can prepare for them, what you should be doing in the game right now in the live server with your characters to make sure you're maximizing the use of those special loadouts. So if you enjoy this video, if it helps, please like, I would really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, but with all that out of the way, let's get to the video. Alrighty, so we're in the game, and just for the sake of completeness, I am going to go over exactly what was said in the latest Inside the Vault article, just in case any of you missed it, and then we'll talk about how best you can prepare for special loadouts in the period until they're actually in the live server. So, what was said in the Inside the Vault was that one of the most common requests we've seen from the community is for a way to completely reset a character's special attributes, so that it's quicker and easier to overhaul your build. We hear you, and starting at level 25, your characters will gain access to special loadouts, which offer the brand new ability to reboot all of your special points for free whenever you're in your camp. This will allow you to create and save special point allocations and per card assignments and then switch between them. And then it goes on to say, to swap your loadouts, edit your per cards or special points, simply visit a punch card machine. You'll be able to build a punch card machine in your camp and find them at train stations around Appalachia so that you can make changes when you're on the go. Initially, players will gain access to 2 special loadouts per character, and we're exploring additional ways to unlock more loadouts in the future, such as through the Atomic Shop. So, you get 2 loadouts essentially, and you can have multiple builds. That's the entire idea of this. And even as soon as this was announced, I started talking about how I want to move to or at least have another build, which will be a shotgun build. I've rocked a heavy gunner build for so long, but now I want to try something different, especially because of special loadouts. And I don't really have multiple characters. I just have my main character, which is this dude here. So I'm keen to swap to a shotgunner build, right? Or at least have a shotgunner build as a second option. However, you know that with the legendary per card system and the per coin system, effectively, we've been encouraged to scrap per cards to be able to get as many per coins as possible to upgrade your legendary per cards. And this is essentially why I wanted to make this video. If you look at, let's take my build for example, right? We'll go to my per cards here. You can see I've been very brutal, okay? I've been so brutal in terms of the number of per cards that I've scrapped to completely max out, at least as close as possible, my legendary per cards. There's some here because I have started to get some shotgunner per cards or shotgun per cards, but you can see here, there's barely any, barely any, barely any. A lot of intelligence because there's a lot of useful per cards here, but then again, not that many and not that many here. So I was brutal, man. If I hadn't used a per card in a while, it was gone because I wanted the per coins. And as a result, most of my legendary per cards are maxed out. That's maxed out, that's maxed out, blah, blah, blah. The only one that isn't maxed out is Funky Duds. And to be honest, I'm fine to slowly work towards it because it's only a little bit extra of poison damage resist, and I'm not too fussed about that, right? So yeah, before special loadouts were a thing, presumably a lot of you, and including myself, were just scrapping per cards left, right, and center to upgrade your legendary per cards as much as you could, right? But now with special loadouts being a thing, we need to be a bit more careful in that regard. What we don't want to do, and this is exactly why I'm making this video, is to continue on that route of completely scrapping every single per card that you don't use for your current build. Because all that's going to do is essentially reduce the ability or flexibility that you have to be able to have a second build, right? Because if you're scrapping per cards that you might use in a second build, now that special loadouts are coming to the game, then you're just going to find yourself a little bit behind because you're going to have to level up again and then get those per cards that you've scrapped. Whereas before you could have just kept them, right? So that's why I want to say right now, be a lot more careful, and what you should be doing, and in fact this is what I've done, is let's say you have your main build, you're happy with it, right? Again, mine is a heavy gunner build. I've talked about my build in so many videos, right? And you can see in all of my perk cards that I have equipped, heavy gunner, heavy gunner, heavy gunner. Like, it's all bloodied explosive heavy gunner. It's been, you know, geared towards that. But with that main build, I know that I have a second build coming my way, or that I can use, and as I mentioned, I want to use a shotgunner build. It's still going to be bloodied explosive, but I want to use a shotgunner build, especially because I now have this weapon that I got last night from a trade. Really awesome combat shotgun, again, bloodied explosive and faster reload. So I've been using this, it's a lot of fun, but I need to maximize my build, because right now my build is set mostly for heavy gunner. So what I want to do, and what you should be doing, is go to the Nukes and Dragons website. Again, that's linked in the description below as well. And figure out your second build. Figure out the exact perk cards that you need. It doesn't matter necessarily about special attributes. What I want you to focus on now is the perk cards that you need to get to your second build, right? Because then when you have them sorted and you know exactly what you need, you can use your level ups a bit more carefully to get those exact perk cards. So you're not scrapping any perk cards that you might have used in that second build, right? So just go to the website, build out your build, and make sure you know exactly what you want to get, right? But then you might be asking, well, if I'm just using my level ups to get new perk cards, how am I going to rank up my legendary perk cards now? Well, it's a balance. It's an absolute balance. What I would recommend is that when you level up every 5 levels, you're still getting a perk card back. And as part of, I'll show you, as part of the season, you're getting perk card packs as well. So here, for instance, you get 2 perk card packs, right? So what I would recommend is, because these perk cards are randomized and you usually don't get exactly what you want because there are so many perk cards out there, use these perk cards as a way to scrap to get more perk coins. It does mean that you're leveling up your legendary perk cards a little bit more slower, but in my opinion, I guess, you know what, it depends what's more important to you. If you just want to focus on maximizing your legendary perk cards, fine, go for it. But if you actually want to utilize special loadouts a little bit more and a little bit better, then I would just use the legendary perk card packs that you get to scrap, right, as a source of scrapping, and then use your level ups to get the perk cards for your second build, right? So that is essentially why I wanted to make this video, but I'm not done yet, because it depends as well on the legendary perk cards that you have. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's say, like me, you've gotten a number of different legendary special perk cards, like legendary strength, legendary luck, legendary agility, all of those ones, right? If you've gotten those special legendary cards, then it actually does, in my opinion, it affects the kind of build that you perhaps should be getting. And what do I mean by that? Well, look at this, right? I've spent all this time and all these perk coins ranking up legendary agility, legendary luck, and legendary strength. It effectively means that now I get an additional 5 strength perk points, 5 luck perk points, and 5 agility perk points. When I figure out my second build, it would be stupid of me, really stupid of me, to say, all right, well, my new build is going to only need 2 agility perk points, perk points, and 3 luck and 4 strength. Because all I'm doing is having unused legendary or special perk points, right? Because I have here, with this equipped, an additional 5 strength perk points to use on top of the, let's say, minimum of 1 that you get, you know, when you're doing your special spread. Like, look at perception here, right? You get a minimum of 1. If I had the legendary perception perk card, then however many extra that gives me, I should be utilizing it. Otherwise, there's no point in me equipping that legendary perk card in the first place. And presumably, you want to use the ones that you've spent all the time ranking up. So when you, and the reason why I'm saying this is because when you're looking at your second build, make sure that you're actually utilizing these special perk cards to their fullest extent. This is why I picked Shotgunner, because as you can see here, with my Heavy Gunner build, I have a lot of Heavy Gunner perk cards and strength. That's exactly why I picked the legendary special perk card, because I knew I was going to utilize all those perk points. Because of that, all of the actual damage-related Shotgunner perk cards are also in strength too. So it makes sense. It's a really, really nice build to pair with with my heavy gunner, because now when I use special loadouts, right, to get me an entirely new special spread, my legendary perk cards are going to be the exact same. I'm not swapping them out because I spent too long ranking this one up. So what I want to do is ensure that my second build still utilizes the minimum of 1 perk point that I have in strength and the additional 5 here. I need to use at least 6 of them, and shotgunner allows me to do that, right? And even if you look at my my other one, so let's say I don't know, agility, right? What do I have in agility? Well, I still want to use adrenaline. I still want to use dodgy. So there he goes. Like it's fine for me there. So to summarize this video, I know I babbled a little bit. So to summarize this video, what I want you to do is figure out your second build. Figure out the second build that you want, and just be careful with the legendary perk cards that you have already. If you've equipped and ranked up a number of those special legendary perk cards, in my opinion, stick with it and figure out a build that's actually going to utilize those perk points. Otherwise, you've spent a lot of time ranking up that legendary perk card for nothing, right? So for me, I have my heavy gunner build, and I'm sticking with a shotgunner build for my second build, and then I'm going to swap between them. And it's so much fun, man. Like shotgunner, I was playing daily ops before, and I was like 1 or 2 shotting enemies. It was a lot of fun. So I hope that this video was useful. We're going to end it now and get to the conclusion. So let's do that. Alrighty, Waysanders, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you need any help when it comes to special loadouts, I'll do what I can and answer what I can in the comments. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.